This watch will knock your socks off. This is my first watch from Pablo Raez, but definitely not the last. The renders on AliExpress don't do it justice. It homages a modern icon, a contemporary masterpiece from one of the most prestigious watch houses out there. This $20 watch homages the Ballon Bleu and pulls off the feet with flying colors. The watch features a classy guilloche dial with a sunburst effect, elongated black Roman numerals circling the perimeter of the dial, a push-pull crown adorned with a blue crystal on the tip and snugly fit under the flagship capuchon. The list of goodies continues with a domed crystal and a stainless steel bracelet. Now, of course, with the original, there's many more tricks up that one sleeve, right? So on the original, we would expect, for example, on the Ballon Bleu, so on the 7 o'clock numeral, we would have the engraved or inscripted brand name. Also across the guilloche dial, we would have the handmade or handcrafted inscriptions of the brand name across the guilloche and the sunburst effect. So, of course, there's a lot of really cool things with the original. Obviously, this homage is not even close there, but still the look, it does homage quite well. And of course, I forgot to mention the 65-hour power reserve and an automatic movement from JLC in the original. This one here, again, it just homages the looks, and I think it does it very well indeed, especially for the $20 price tag. So as I just mentioned, 20 bucks is all I paid for this watch. I will be leaving a link to the listing I got this watch from in the description below the video, so make sure to check it out if you're after a sharp price. And now, without further ado, let's get into a detailed and comprehensive review of this magnificent value watch. Let's do it. The dimensions of the case are 41.6 millimeters, a lug-to-lug measurement of just 44 millimeters due to the female inverted end links. We get a lug width of 20 millimeters, a height of 11.5 millimeters, but that is mostly due to the domed crystal, and a weight of 110 grams. Looking at the profile, we see a perfectly circular flank, rounding off on the horizontal plane to the short and downward slanting lugs. The case flank actually follows a rounded bevel to the top of the case, where the domed mineral crystal seamlessly continues up from the bezel-less design. The stainless steel case is polished all around. The effect is consistent and, very importantly, it's not a glossy finish, just a silver case without the glowing, chromed, cheap look. You know what I mean. On the right, we see the capuchon, which guards the push-pull crown from any accidental adjustments. The crown tip is marked by a blue crystal. The blue is in line with the blue hands on the dial. The shape of the crown is of particular interest. It's a sphere with protruding grooves and threading around the perimeter. Another complication on this case is the indentation of the flank on the right side. The 3 o'clock numeral had to be removed, and the resulting crescent pushes the date window into the guilloche center of the dial. On the underside, we get a screwed case back. So it's not a screw down case, but rather 8 actual screws that hold the case back in place. Now, the bracelet is another big positive for this watch, although there is one drawback, and I'll tell you all about it in just a minute. So I already mentioned the inverted end links, which provide for a very modest lug-to-lug measurement of just 44 millimeters. Looking at the watch on my wrist, there's no overhang on this 42 millimeter diameter. This is a stainless steel bracelet. It's not dingy, it's not cluttery, the tolerances are decent, the fluidity is better than expected, considering we're talking about a $20 price tag. The center links get a satin brush, while the outer edges have a polished look in line with the rest of the case. The butterfly clasp is solid and signed on one of the wings, completely unexpected, but loving the nod to premiality. And now let's talk about the shortcoming on this bracelet. So everything is okay, but there are no half links, meaning that finding that perfect fit might be just slightly challenging. As for the crystal, we get domed mineral glass. This is not the vintage-looking boxed crystal dome, rather the glass seamlessly extends from the case edge. Of course, there is a hairline of a recess between the case and the crystal, but it's only noticed during tactility. Visually, it's a seamless transition. The dial is where the magic happens. Well, there are quite a few places on this watch where the magic happens, but this is probably the most important place. On the perimeter, just under the mirror polish rehaut, black Roman numerals circle the dial. The minute track is actually encircling the inner crescent-shaped guilloche dial. There is also a sunburst effect, spraying rays of reflected light from the pinions outwards to the rehaut. The date window at 3 o'clock is sitting in an oval aperture, so in line with the rounded case design and crown capuchon. The hands are dark blue and slightly glossy. The elegant seconds pointer is also blue. As a result, time telling is all very clear and easy on this high contrast and legible dial. So in summary, what do we have? Well, we've got a very inexpensive, elegant and great looking watch with a lot of features which are completely unexpected on this budget price. Anyways, I think I've covered most of the areas about this watch. I've left the link to the listing I got it from in the description below the video, so make sure to check it out if you're after a sharp price. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.